tọ̀nà ọ̀la mo pa ti bí o. Mo tọ̀nà ọ̀la mo pa ti bí.
One of the traditional practices of the Yoruba people is Ifa worship. It is a practice which originated thousands of years ago. It is a very ancient religion of the mysteries and messages of Olodumare revealed to man by Orunnmiila. Ifaa is a system of divination and religion of the Yoruba people. It also refers to the verses of the literary corpus that is known as Odu Ifaa. Ifaa Yoruba religion is practiced not just among the Yorubas in Nigeria but also throughout West Africa, the Americas, and the Canary Islands. It also plays a critical role in the culture and traditions of Kandaml, Santeria, Palo, Vodou, Umbanda, many other Afro-American faiths and in some traditional African religions. The Grand Priest of Ifaa is known as Orunnmiila. The belief is that Orunnmiila was sent to the earth by Olodumare, the creator of the universe, to bring the laws of Olodumare into this world. According to Yoruba mythology, Ifaa oracle was founded by Orunnmiila in Ifa, the city believed to be the source of the Yorubas, Orunnmiila Yoruba, after Orunnmiila had initiated himself and his students Asita and Ukoda. Another mythology suggests that Ifaa religion was brought to Ifa by Setiu, a Nook man who settled in Ifa. Another history book titled The History of the Yorubas from the Earliest of Times to the British Protectorate, written by two Nigerian historian Obadiah Johnson and Samuel Johnson, tells us that Ifaa was introduced to Oyo by Arugba, who was the mother of the 8th Elephant of Oyo, Anabaji. She initiated the Aledo of Adu and gave the rights to initiate others to him. The Aledo then initiated priests in Oyo Empire. The Ifaa religion is not, in fact, a religion. It is more of a spiritual system which is based on the belief in these three components: Olodumare, the creator of heaven and earth, Orisha, nature spirits, and the ancestors. According to Ifaa beliefs, Olodumare the Supreme Being has no gender and is not actively involved in the affairs of human beings. Olodumare created a universe that has everything that humans need to live a fulfilled and happy life. The natural forces that make up the universe are referred to as Orisha, and each one of them has its specific functions. The human race is in constant communication with these natural forces, whether we are aware of it or not. These Orishas serve as the intermediary between the Olodumare and humans. There are many Orishas believed to be operating in the universe, but the basic and popular ones are Orisha Eshu, the force or energy of opportunity; Orisha Obatala, the force or energy of peace; Orisha Ogun, the force or energy of the forest. It is also the spirit of dynamic creativity as it is associated with metal workers or blacksmith. Orisha Asun, the force or energy of love and attraction of all good things on every level. Orisha Oya, the force or energy of the wind and the force of sudden change. Orisha Shango, the force or energy of thunder. Orisha Yemanjat or Olokan, the force or energy of the sea or oceans. These Orishas are also seen as gods. Hence, they are referred to as the god of the force of nature they control. For example, Orisha Shango is popularly referred to as the god of thunder. The belief in the ancestors is an essential aspect of the Ifaa system. We must reverence our ancestors because there is a spiritual bond between a revered ancestor and the rest of the living family. These ancestors are referred to as the living dead. How the Ifaa oracle is worshipped. The most important part of the Ifaa practices is the Ifaa divination. And according to the worship of Ifaa, it is Orunnmiila that reveals divinity and prophecy to the world. Ifaa priests and priestesses are referred to as Babalawo for men, and Iyanifas for women, respectively. They use opali, a divining chain on the Panifaa wooden divination tray to read divinations. They also use kola nuts referred to as icon on the Panifaa and also reading the sacred palm for checking divinations and prophecies. The divination enables a person to examine periodically if he or she is living in balance with nature and knowing if he or she is following the path of his or her destiny. People visit the Ifaa priests and priestesses to examine their destiny, fortunes, and their lives constantly. Also, The priest and priestesses reveal divinity and prophesy about a Yoruba community or town to the kings and the rituals and sacrifices that need to be performed from time to time. The mysteries and teachings of Ifaa which are revealed in the divination are contained in Odu. Odu Ifaa is an Orunnmiila's literary compilation which incorporated the experiences of priests and their clients and their results along with their stories. This documentation known as Odu Ifaa contains 16 major books. But there are a total of 256 Odu which reference all actions and their consequences, circumstance, situations in life based on the uncountable essay Ifaa. The 256 Odu's coding is a combination of a collection of 16 each of which has 16 alternatives. 16 squared, or 4 to the power of 4th and the form the basis of the Ifa religion divination systems. The stories, poetry, and proverbs of Ifaa are not written down but passed down orally from one Ifaa priest or priestess to another. The Babalawo and the Iyanifas undergo training in the memorization and the interpretation of the 256 Odu or mysteries and the essay Ifaa. There are 16 principal systems used by the Ifaa priests and priestesses in the worship of Ifaa to read divinations and prophecies. The tradition of the practice of Ifaa spiritual system is all based on us staying in balance with nature, with our communities, ancestors, and our spiritual forces or energies of our lives. Ifaa worshippers are encouraged to employ the act personal responsibility and common sense, to appreciate the sacred things their everyday life, and to integrate every aspect of being, the spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical. If you like this video make sure you give it a thumbs up, share and subscribe to the channel in order to get notified anytime we